We're back. President Obama won the election in 2008 by inspiring millions of Americans to come together and vote for him. So just what happened to that historic politician that so many voted for? As Scott Wilson wrote in the Washington Post this weekend, those personal skills haven't quite translated to the Oval Office. Quote, beyond the economy, the wars and the polls, President Obama has a problem. People. Obama is, in short, a political loner who prefers policy over the people who make politics in this country work, which raises an odd question. Is it possible to be America's most popular politician and not be very good at American politics? Wow. Scott Wilson's with us to talk about this piece, along with his colleague at the Washington Post, Nia Malika Henderson. Scott, I tell you, a few pieces jump off the page at me. Yours did. This president, what is it? Because he seemed to spend a lot of time with us during the campaign. Not a lot of personal one-to-one time with reporters, obviously. We sensed that. But the people felt something from him. I felt something from him, obviously. Why does he avoid people and contact with individual people now?
I think part of what you're describing was the genius of that campaign. People projected what they wanted to on this president. He was wonderful on the stump. He gave sophisticated, serious speeches, treated the public with a lot of respect, but the public in abstract largely. And when it comes to governing, the model is very different. It requires a lot of person-to-person contact, whether it's with Hill Democrats or donors. And he is not interested in that. He does not like doing that, from what I've been told. And those are the kinds of interactions.
Franklin Roosevelt was probably the greatest president of the 20th century. I think that's a nonpartisan assessment. He got us through everything, the Depression, the war. Here's FDR felt he needed to sit down and play cards every night with members of the Senate and Congress so that he could establish that rapport. He would win card games. He would win money from them, but he would, when he lost, he knew they'd never cash the check anyway because they wanted the signature. But he spent quality time with the big shots at Capitol Hill. Does Obama do that?
You'll remember when he started his administration, he used to invite people over on Wednesday nights for cocktail parties, really made an outreach to members of Congress and others to say, I'm here, I want to know you, I want this to work. It didn't last very long. It never felt real to people. He didn't enjoy it, and it faded away in a lot of partisan acrimony. So the answer is no, he does not. He has very few friends, personal and political. And he's a private person, and it's an odd situation to be in when you're the most public figure in the world.
You know, Tip O'Neill, my old boss, once said to a congressman, I will not name his name, but he said, I don't need you when I'm right. Politics is about loyalty. I'm going to ask Nia this question. Politics is about loyalty when you're not right, when you're not on top of your game, when you're in trouble. Bill Clinton, when he was in trouble with Monica and all that mess he got himself into, his pals stuck with him. Does the president have pals and women who support him when he's in trouble?
Well, I mean, certainly not on the Hill. I think one of the things you see him trying to do is sort of go outside of Washington and build a surrogate base out there. People like Kasim Reed, who's the mayor of Atlanta, people like Michael Nutter, who's the mayor of Philadelphia, and even Al Sharpton is on air every day and really defending him. When he went toe-to-toe sort of with Maxine Waters, you had Al Sharpton really defend the president. But I think, so
you think he has enough surrogates? See, I don't.
I think they're trying to build surrogates. I mean, you see, for instance, Hilda Solis out there. There was this moment when they said they were going to try to get, the...
So you say he's trying to do it. Let me ask you back to you, Scott. You wrote the piece. Do you think he has enough time to turn this around and go out and even artificially go out and develop an alliance with enough people? See, I think he's lonely politically, not just personally. Nobody's out there shooting for him, building him up, supporting him.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you, Chris. I think that's the point. The point is Bill Clinton had the friends of Bill to explain him at difficult times in his presidency, particularly personally difficult times for him. Barack Obama does not have that. No one comes up and says, well, he didn't really mean that. What he meant to say was this. He's really a very warm person. He doesn't have those people stepping up. You said it last week on the morning that Chris Christie decided not to run for president. You said that Chris Christie has a way of making people feel that he's speaking to them. Barack Obama has a way of speaking at people. And I think people, even on a one-on-one basis, really feel that.
I know what you mean. Your thought, your last thought.
No, I think that's true. I think he, when you see him address people, it is, sort of at them, not to them. And I also think he has campaign surrogates, but not necessarily personal surrogates who can talk about him and how
he needs people like Eddie Rendell, who's on this network now, coming, because he's still defending the Clintons after all these years. I mean, he needs people that rear gunners, people that
people who know him and
will die for him. Anyway, thank you, Scott Wilson. A great piece, really important piece, I think. And Nia Malika Henderson, as always, thank you.